I recently just bought a brand new VTC gear. It is the RBC 50-degree gear because I thought my gear was stuffed. Because there was a loud rattle coming from right over here. Every time you rev the car, it would just make this rattle like the chain was loose type of thing. And you know, a lot of you guys are getting the VTC rattle on startup. I have heard those videos before, and this is a different one. This one's not on startup. This is like as you're driving through the rev range, and it would only happen like under 3,000. So I bought a new one of these, and guess what? To my demise, this did not fix my problem. So where do I go after that? The next thing was my motor blew up. So it used to have a K20A from Japan, so the JDM K20A. Now it's got a K24. So the K24 has been put on with the K20 head, and that conversion went really well. Here's what you guys should do if you don't want your motor to be noisy. But I fixed this problem because there was another issue. Man, there was a lot of issues with this Honda motor. So one thing that nobody ever told me on the internet, or nobody told me locally when building the K24 K20, and obviously, you know, when you got a 24 you want it to rev high. Limit in fact on the 24 is the oil pump. And so what did I do? I went and I bought the K20 oil pump, and I put the K20 oil pump into this motor. Put the motor together, head on, everything, new chains, new guides, and you start the car up, and obviously first time you start it, you need to get some oil pressure, so you crank it, like disconnect the injectors just to build the oil pressure into the motor. Eventually start the car, and the oil light stays on. Only like after 5 seconds the oil light comes off. Like, no man, that's not right. So switch it off, start it again. Okay, cool, the oil light's gone off. Wait till the next morning you start it up, and the oil light stays on, like to a point where it stays on for so long that you just switch it off, because I don't know what's next that's going to happen. Oil light never ever went away. So I'll see if I can find some pictures on the internet, and I'll just post them in. Yeah, what you need to do when you do the K20 oil pump on the 24 block, you take off the K24 pump, which looks like a supercharger. It's like a big square centrifugal looking, it's like balance shafts is what it is. You take that big block out, and then where that comes out, there's like an oil feed that's in the bottom of the block. Yeah, that thing, it's got a spring on it. You got to like dig it out. You just pull it out, and then what you do is, it's an M8 bolt if I'm not mistaken. You just put a bolt in there with some silicone and you blank it off. Did that, boom, man, problem sorted. Oil pressure through the roof, no more oil light, fantastic. Though I must tell you, that still didn't fix the VTC sound. What was left to do now? Now I couldn't figure out anything else, because it sounds like a chain, and when you drive in the car and you're off throttle and you're at about, you know, you just downshifting through the gears, and you at 4,000 you start coming down, and at about 3,000 there's a noise that just appears, and then at 2 grand it disappears. So between that 1,000 RPM range, it's like, it sounds like something is like ripping out underneath the car. It is the worst sound possible. And then it clicked. I was like, man, how does that even happen when it's a brand new motor? Like, how could you get it wrong? It was not mechanical, it was electronic. And it was not electronic on the motor side, it was electronic on the tuning side. So I'm going to take you guys to the computer now, and I'm going to show you exactly what it is that I've done. And once I did that, the sound completely went away. But if you'd rev it up like between 1,000 and 3, and you just blip the throttle slightly, brum, brum, you'd hear that sound. And on the deceleration, you'd hear that sound. And I know why. So let me get into the car, let me show you the computer, and then I'll explain exactly what it was. Cool, I got the PC open. Here it is right here. And what the issue was the cam control. That was the issue. So what I've done is, because we interpolated that cam control up there and that way there, what happens is it gives like small amounts of, like, maybe that would be 3 degrees, 5 degrees, 8 degrees, 12 degrees, 15 degrees, hypothetically, right? And then it would work its way up. This is irrelevant because we've like literally only tuned that side over there. So what was happening is, over here, as you can see, from 3000 under, it was even like not, it was lower than that number. It was from 10 all the way down to 0. I'll show you guys basically. So if you take 10 and you enter that, and then you highlight that and you interpolate that, you basically get those numbers over there. As you can see, those numbers over there, 10, 755, 25, 1.2 and 0. What happens is, when you're on the D cell, there's no oil pressure. When you accelerate, you're putting load onto the car, and by putting load onto the car, you making the oil pump work, and the oil pump works, it gets oil pressure. Now when you're on the D cell, or when you're on very light throttle, you're not really giving load to the motor. And what's happening is the VTC gears got such little angle that it's trying to open close, open close, open close, open close, open close, open close, that it sounds like a rattle. So it goes the whole time. And what it actually was is, I took all of this down here to 0. So we just highlight that again, take it back to 0 and enter, and the problem went away. You know, the crazy part is, I went through so many like YouTube videos where the guys say, take the VTC gear out and take it apart, and there's like the 3 screws or the 4 screws that are holding it, and you take it out and you take the spring out and you stretch the spring, or you replace the spring. I tried all of those and none of them worked. Not saying that they don't work, they just did not work for my case. And that sound, it sounds so, I don't know how to explain it, like metal on metal kind of sound, like a knocking but a grinding sound, that I thought it was the gearbox. And oh man, I changed the oils, I've done flipping everything, and it was not the gearbox, not the clutch, not the pressure plate, not the thrust bearing. It was this on the ECU. So if you're going to do a K24 or K24 Frank or K20 Frank or whatever it's called, just make sure that the oil pump from the K20 you put in, you have to cut out like a 90-degree angle so that it fits inside there, and you got to use the K20 sump to fit it on. Then there's that one bolt. I'll see if I can, like I said, if I can find the pictures online. That bolt, you got to blank it off, man. You have to blank it off, otherwise you're going to get no oil pressure. And then that little oil light over here, that one over there in the corner, that guy takes forever to go away. And you know, when like you've got that thought in the back of your mind, like the oil light took forever to go away, is there a problem with the oil pump? I just bought a brand new oil pump. Is there a problem? Am I going to run bearings? Is there going to be insufficient oil? You know, your mind goes on and on and on. So there we have it, guys. I hope this really helped you guys, or it is going to help you guys with your K2420 build. You know, if you have any questions, you can always just drop a message in the comment section, or if you want to, you can just like follow the page or follow me on Instagram. It's the same handle as my YouTube handle, and just drop me a DM there. If I don't have the answer, what I'll do is I'll just do a little bit of digging, and I'll bounce some ideas around a few of the guys that helped with the build, and then I'll get back to you. But yeah, good luck with your K24 build, or K20 or K22. I would really love to see a K22 somewhere out there, man. I have seen the Brian Crower stroker kit. If the K20 didn't break in my car, I was definitely going to do that with pistons, rods, crank, you know, the whole 9 yards. It was going to be something exceptional. But good luck with your build, guys. You know, if you liked what you saw, subscribe, or just hit the like button. You don't even have to subscribe, just hit the like button, and it helps me get out there a little bit more, and hopefully I can bring some more insight for you guys with the next few builds I'm building. I'm busy with the R33. We've got S15 Sylvia in the garage. We've got the 350Z. So always busy playing with toys, and I really need to get my E30 wide body Pandem out the garage. so that we can take her for some skids and rips around the neighborhood. Till next time, peace guys, thanks for watching.
I miss the body catcher, slaughter gang soul snatcher. Ain't no regular F-150, this a fucking rapper. No capper, street nigga, not a rapper. Chopper hit him and he turned into a booty clapper.